What is taxonomy now? The process of classification based on characteristic of living world. What is this now? See, when we look at a dog, you can see that, or when we look at any human being now, suppose man, the external, internal structure, cell structure, development, ecological information, the basis of modern taxonomical studies. That means it should be similar. Suppose I want to classify any living being, we need to see the external characteristic as well as the cell structure, development, ecological information of organism. From this forms the basis of modern taxonomical studies. All this should be included while grouping, identification, classifying all these animals or plants. So now we all have this. Taxonomy is just the classification, identification and all these things. But systematics, when you give the word systematic, it deals with the studies of organisms based on their diversities and relationship amongst them. Means there is a certain relationship between among the animals, among the plants. See, any animal, does it resemble a plant now? No. So its ancestor is different, or evolutionary procedure is different, whereas any plant resembling its ancestor, we have different origins for all the living beings. And in taxonomy we just deal with the morphological characteristic and the diversity and the relationship between the living beings, whereas in systematics we say it deals with the study of organisms based on the diversities, not only that, and relationship. What is the relationship? From what origin they came. That is, the evolution is taken into consideration. Okay. So taxonomic hierarchy, it is an arrangement of various taxa of classification. Each category of classification represents a rank and is termed a taxon or a taxa. Just now initially we saw this, how the hierarchy is done. 7 levels are given. That is, the taxonomical study of all the living organisms led to the development of categories. Now say kingdom is the first. Kingdom, phylum or division if it is plants, class, order, family, genus and species. This we have already learned. Now what is a species? A group of living organisms consisting of similar individuals capable of exchanging genes. Now you all have seen animals and plants reproduce. During reproduction, what happens? The male and the female gametes fuse in sexual reproduction when we take, and then it gives rise to the next generation. Now, can you imagine a different animal, different kind of animal, say, if you have the male or the female gamete of a dog and a male or a female gamete of a cat, can you imagine fusing of these two and giving birth to the next generation? It's not possible. That means, particularly, suppose we have a group of, see, you have different varieties and different diversities of, in case of dogs family, suppose I am taking only the dogs now here, or if I take cats now, all these, they have differences in their shape, size and all these things. But as soon as you see a dog, you will definitely identify that it is a dog. How is that you identify it now? Whether it is a pocket dog, whether it is a Alsatian, and whether it is a very big breed of dog. How do you identify that? Nobody can go wrong in identifying a dog now. They all belong to one group now. They have a particular similarities in their morphological characteristic. With that you identify. And suppose you want, now in this is a group of dogs where there may be a differences, minor or major, but they have a similar characteristic of a dog. In this you can see that they can interbreed, they can breed and produce a different next generation, but that is what is called capable of exchanging the genes. Similar individuals capable of exchanging the genes. And you can see hundreds of different types of dogs we see nowadays. See, supposing I take plants also, we have different types of plants, but in plants it is difficult to make out what I am saying. So instead we'll take up only animals which are easy to deal with now. Now suppose I take a group of dogs now, different breeds of dogs now. Is it possible for us to get a hybrid, that is say when you make them interbreed? It is possible. That is why you see so many varieties of dogs now. That means they have all the capacity to exchange their genes, isn't it? So that is called the species. A species is a group of living organisms which have similar individuals capable of exchanging genes. Now what is the other characteristic of a species? A difference between two closely related species is based on the distinct morphological differences. Example, say Mangifera indica, Solanum tuberosum, Panthera leo. Even though we have two closely related species, it is because they have a difference in their morphological characters. No two species can be similar. So this is what a species means now. In all the other three names we see Mangifera, Solanum, Panthera, which represents the species name. Mangifera indica, see, Indica, Solanum, Panthera, these are the genera, which represents another level of what is the level of organization here? It is the genus. Now each genus may have one or more specific epithets representing different organisms. So a genus may not have all the groups which are there in the genus, which may have similar characteristics, which may not have similar characteristics. They cannot interbreed. Solanum tuberosa and supposing I take these are all genus now. They belong to, suppose I take the tiger, the lion, Panthera. Now here it's a genus now. Suppose I take them, do you think they have the similar, they may be in the same genus now, but it may not have similar characteristics. They are different. So each genus may have one or more species epithets representing different organisms. Panthera tigris, Solanum nigrum, Solanum melongena. Now see the difference here. The Solanum is common here. This is the genus now. Melongena, which is brinjal, nigrum, which is blackberry. Are they similar? No. But they all belong to same genus. Here you see the same genus. What is the genus here? Genus is Solanum. Sorry, I wrote this wrongly. This should be, what should it be? It should be capital Solanum. And nigrum, which is a species. Melangina, this is also a species. Blackberry and brinjal. Have you seen this? Both the things you must have seen. Are they similar? Can they interbreed? No. So in a genus, same genus, you have different groups of specimens, but they will not be similar. Next comes the species. Now we give the species name for man, as I already explained, Homo sapiens. Is the writing correct here? Correct it now. It should be Homo sapiens. As I told you, Homo is the genus, sapiens is the species. So Homo should be, the first letter should be in caps, and the first letter of the species should be in small case. Now genus, what is genus again? Genus or genera are aggregates of closely related species, like just now we explained now. Panthera is, once again we'll explain this, is a genus. This is again a genus. Leo is a species. Tigris is also a species. Panthera pardus, leopard, that is again a species. Panthera is the name of the genus. Now see, all these belong to Leo or the lion, Tigris or the tiger, Pardus or the leopard. All these belong to what genus now? The genus, same genus. What is the same genus? Panthera. So how many species belong to this now? 3 species you can take. One is the Leo or the lion, Panthera tigris, that is tiger. Then comes a Panthera pardus. Pardus is nothing but leopard. Now let me know how many of you understood this now. Genus Panthera is one group. The genus is one group where lion belongs to this, tiger belongs to this, leopard also belongs. Do they have the same characteristic? They all belong to the same genus, but do they have the same characteristic? No. So they are closely related. Of course, they are not very different from each other. They are closely related. These animals have several common features. What are the common features? They are all carnivorous. They all are vertebrates. They are mammals. And they differ from genus Felis. Now again, there is another genus which is called Felis, where our common cats, domestic cats, belong. Now this genus and this genus is different. Even though cats are almost similar, they have the same features, but they are different. Now that means genus is an aggregate of so many species, closely related species. Can cat belong to this now? No. Why? It is not as similar as lion or tiger or the leopard. In this genus Panthera, only these 3 can belong to. Whereas we have another genus Felis, which is cats, for cats. Okay, we go to the next now. What is a family now? Family has a group of genera with less number of similarities. Suppose, now if I take a family which has less number of features, less number of similarities, they are characterized based on their vegetative and reproductive features. So we take the reproductive features. Vegetative means the entire body. Morphological features. Family Solanaceae includes Solanum, Petunia and Datura. Must have seen Datura plants also. The plants look similar. This family Solanaceae has got the genera. Now we can say a family which has 3 genera now. What are the genera now? One is Solanum, another is Petunia and another is Datura. So here family is a bigger group where the similarities are lesser. It's a group of genus now, but they cannot interbreed or they cannot have the similar feature. There may be a little similarities but not much. So this ends the topic for you, that is classification of living beings, that is taxonomical feature. Thank you children.